Drop a comment below if you know where that song comes from. All you OG wrestling heads, I think you might know what that's from. All right, so topic of the day: LeBron didn't really come to LA for basketball. Okay, he sort of came for basketball, but not really. It wasn't his entire priority. And I'm going to be comparing him to another icon, The Rock, and just comparing the two. Their careers are so similar, even though they are in completely different areas of entertainment. And occasionally, this channel will cross over into other areas of business and entertainment. That's the diversity of this channel and what makes it unique. And so drop a comment below if you know about The Rock's early wrestling career with the WWF. Not the stuff with John Cena in the last 5 years, but I'm talking late 90s, early 2000s, when he was the face of the WWF, and he was the best and most charismatic wrestler we've ever seen. So their careers, LeBron and The Rock, started out very similarly. Both had very humble beginnings, and they had to work very hard. LeBron came out of poverty, drafted by the Cavs, and basically from day one, he was all in on the team. He was all in on basketball. He gave everything he had to the city, cared about his teammates, worked with anyone. And if you follow The Rock, he debuted in WWF in 1996, worked his way from the bottom, worked really hard as well, worked his way up. He worked with everyone from Stone Cold, Triple H, Mick Foley, any of the lower tiered wrestlers, and he worked a very tough schedule too. And what people don't know about wrestling is that it's not just the pay-per-view events you got to do. You've got to do the house shows, so you're on the road 200 days out of the year. So both these guys, LeBron and The Rock, eventually climbed to the top. For The Rock, he won all the title belts, Intercontinental Championship, WWF Championship, worked with everyone, and he pretty much accomplished everything in that particular vertical. But it was tough on his body. Wrestling is very tough, and just with all the deaths you see of former wrestlers and just all the pain and suffering they go through after, it was smart for The Rock to eventually start to look elsewhere outside of wrestling. So when we take a look at LeBron, he very similar. He went to Miami eventually because he couldn't win titles. Won 2 titles with the Heat. Won multiple MVPs. Then went back to Cleveland and won another title. And he really secured his legacy as an all-time great basketball player. He was the face of the league, and that was really it from as far as fulfilling his destiny in basketball. Everything else was gravy. He still had a couple championships left to go before he could catch up to Jordan, but he had the Warriors in his way, and they were just impossible to beat, as he found out in the last few years. And his decisions were either to just wait out the Warriors or join another team. So in the meantime, he decided to go to LA, and with his business empire growing, Spring Hill Entertainment, Clutch Sports, Uninterrupted. We've seen him do all these new projects. So he figured it would be good just to go to Hollywood, wait it out, and see what happens. And with The Rock, you could see him doing the same thing where he was still a wrestler, just like LeBron is still a basketball player, but The Rock would take more breaks. He wasn't a full-time wrestler anymore. So at about 2001, he started wrestling part-time and doing movies the rest of the time. He did The Mummy Returns, he did The Scorpion King. These are movies from about 2002, I want to say, and eventually he just continued to climb in Hollywood. He would still come back once in a while to wrestling, but it was less frequent. Now with LeBron, the Lakers are a mess. And let's be honest, he's a smart guy. He knew the Lakers were going to be in no man's land most likely. They're tied up to some contracts. They can't really make too many moves right now. They got to wait for free agency. So he knew what he was getting into. But, they've been 2 of the most iconic entertainers in the world in the last 20-something years. They achieved everything they could in their initial careers, and now they're branching out. And I find them to be very similar, and really admire what they've done with their careers. So if you like that video, just hit the like button, subscribe if you'd like, and I'll catch you in the next one.